Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back. We are going to get into Venus in Pisces. And I'm going to do things a little bit different. I'm not going to do too much astrology, although I am going to share some important dates with you and some stuff about Venus being exalted in the sign of Pisces, right? Because those dates will be important, but Spirit really wanted us to focus on the cards here. So I know the notifications are going out, so I'm going to give it some time for people to come in. Grab your notebooks, your journals, your pens, your tea, your water, your beverage, your snacks if you like. I will be time stamping this if I am going to all houses like I normally do. However, like I said, Spirit really wanted to do a different flow with this, to do more of the tarot style. Ooh, all right, where's the top to this? Okay. Bear with me, y'all. Let me know if you can hear me well. I do have some cacao tea with me today. That is really good. So I put some extra cayenne and extra honey. So yummy. It has other ingredients in it as well, but okay. So first, we're going to start off with herbs that was coming through for Venus in Pisces. And the biggest one was mugwort. Mugwort is very versatile in connecting you with the spirit realm, connecting you with your dreams, whether it's daydreams or night dreams. It's really great for cleansing a space, for protecting a space. It's connected to Venus as well. And so I found it very interesting because I absolutely love working with mugwort. Mugwort has the ability to remove parasites from a space, and it is connected to Venus. And Venus is such a lover. Venus loves to indulge in what it loves to indulge in, right? And mugwort has a way of being like a bittersweet, right? It's that sweet moment that you get to find awe and pleasure during the transformations, during the spaces that there's like discomforts or endings, right? And Piscean energy is very connected to our spirit realm. It's connected to our dream realm. It's connected to the space where it knows no boundaries at the same time. And so that's why Spirit was like, you're gonna have to talk about the astrology. Like I originally planned on doing the astrology, doing it how I usually do with the astrology and then some tarot. But Spirit said, no, we're going to focus more on the cards, but you need to talk about these dates because these dates are really important for these transits because we do have the lunar nodes shifting into the sign of Pisces this upcoming week in January 12th, actually. And so there's going to be an amplification to this energy with Venus being exalted in Pisces. Venus likes to be in Pisces. Pisces traditional ruler, and I know I'm kind of like all over the place, so we're going to get there, and I'm going to continue with the mugwort, all right, for those of you that's here, right? But Pisces' original planet ruler is Jupiter. Venus and Jupiter get along. Venus loves to be connected to Jupiter, right? They're both benevolent. Jupiter is known as the greater benefic, and Venus the lesser benefic, right? And in traditional astrology. And in traditional astrology, Jupiter rules over Pisces. However, Neptune is also the ruler in Pisces, and Neptune is in Pisces right now. And we have Saturn in Pisces. We have a lot of planets that's in Pisces right now. And so while this, Venus has her dance through the zodiac signs the way that she does, in this way, there's too many planets that weren't in Pisces before, in which changes this whole game, right? And like, how can you even compare past history when the planets are shifted? The planets are in different places, right? And when it comes down to Piscean energy and Neptune energy, it wants to dismantle all that you think you know, right? So it's a lot of unlearning, a lot of crossing of boundaries of where you thought you had your limitations. But also with Saturn and Pisces, there's still that like being spiritually in tune while having healthy discernment and boundaries, right? And so that's why it's important to talk about these things, because there's pros and cons to every sign. And that's why I thought it was so interesting that the plant ally for this transit is mugwort, right? I wasn't trying to channel a plant ally or anything like that. She just came. Like, she was like, I'm a part of this reading. I'm a part of this channel. And I was like, I love this. I love this. And I'm just sharing this energy with you because it's so beautiful when you allow yourself to be in tune with your spirit allies and your spirit guides, with the ego step to the side, presence as an observer, right? And being able to contribute to the conversation, but not necessarily not necessarily having those defense mechanisms up in the ways that will hinder you from the messages coming in, right? Like, traditionally I would do it a certain way, so ego's gonna be like, well, is that really what you want to do? With, there's gonna be a lot of defense mechanisms, right? And so Venus in Pisces is exalted there, not just because of its benefic factor with Jupiter, but because it likes to love unconditionally. Venus is the goddess of love. Love, it only has one condition, and that it is unconditional. How much more unconditional can it get than being in a space in the zodiac in which dismantles boundaries, right? Which is one of the greatest and also harsh ways of experiencing this, because the shadow side of Venus and Pisces is those that have it in their natal chart, they tend to get married later in life as opposed to earlier. Some of them never get married at all because they just want to go with the flow. A lot of them want to go with the flow. They look at marriage as a serious thing, but they also don't like the whole commitment to a soul contract as far as a marriage is concerned. So they tend to like marry later in life, or a lot of the times they love so much that they can be their own worst enemy. They can self-sabotage due to fears of past relationships, or they could self-sabotage in a way that it's like escapism, running away from a situation. Like, they love you so much, they're like, I gotta run away, this is getting too intense, this is getting too serious, right? And so that's like the shadow side of this that a lot of the times people don't talk about, because nowadays this is becoming more common knowledge. But back in the days, people didn't want to hear about escapism. They didn't want to hear that they were being ghosted, or that they were afraid to fall in love and afraid of commitment and stuff like that, right? And Piscean energy, or like in connection with Neptune, even with Jupiter, right? It can overindulge in, psychedelics or alcoholism specifically. That's a Piscean thing. So with Venus exalted in Pisces, especially with the North Node coming up, there is going to be an amplification of people wanting to drink or connect with plant medicines in a way that may not be ceremonial. This is great for those that do use it in a conscious manner and ceremonial manner. However, not everybody is going to tap into this energy this way. And that's why mugwort was coming through, right? Like, mugwort was traditionally used for beer. And a lot of people don't know that, right? So as much as mugwort has the ability to be a bitter and purge out parasites, it also has the ability to be malted in a way that you can make beer out of it. And you can make your own homemade beer with this and connect with the spirit in such a way that you're creating an alcoholic beverage that with mugwort, or even just, it doesn't, you don't have to, I'm even hearing like you don't have to add the alcohol if you don't want. It's gonna have that malty, I taste it right now, like if I'm drinking a beer itself. And so you can make this beverage and connect with it, to do your indulgence, to connect with Venus in that way without having to over intoxicate or lower your vibration, is kind of what I'm hearing with the mugwort. Yeah, I'm gonna burn a little bit more. Piscean energy loves fantasy also, right? And so going into the dream realm, right? Tapping into your fantasy. With mugwort, you could allow yourself to really dive deep into your psychic abilities as well. Venus and Pisces, that's why people have a hard time with that too. Venus and Pisces, they are very clairvoyant, right? And because of their clairvoyance, they tend to have a deep foresight of their partners, of what's going on in them. And sometimes they can create an illusion that's not really there if their intuition is not of a pure portal. So I was getting a lot of like detoxing and purging, and that's why connecting with the mugwort to allow the purging of parasites, so that your emotional body and your mental body is not manipulated during this, and you can see clearly from a pure channel with your soul, with your spirits. Yeah, okay. Mugwort also loves to attract, because its connection with Venus, it just loves to attract the good fortune, the good things in your life. And so again, that's that bittersweet moment, right? Where you might burn some mugwort and come to realize that some of the people that you were closest to may have like some parasitic energies attached to them, and they may not be able to be a part of this journey with you here. And, you're probably going to have to like close those doors. And some of you may have wanted to have those doors open and whatnot. So that's an energy that can come up. But the illusion is that, there is no true separation in the wholeness of oneness, right? So in that there is no separation, but in the physical realm, there are certain, not just the physical realm, there's many different realms and dimensions of existence. And each one has a certain frequency in which has the codes that, connect with your soul's imprint for a specific purpose. And they may not be able to go with you into certain realms and dimensions for a specific purposes that love is trying to teach you at this time. All right. So I'm going to go into the dates because I want to get into the cards. Mugwort also, so you can use mugwort in scrying. You can burn it, you can smudge it, you can drink it as a tea, as well as make it as a beer, as I mentioned a little while ago. The shadow side, and the reason why, another reason why I'm not gonna go too deep into every house is because I am gonna do a video for the North Node in Pisces in itself, and that's gonna have a lot of information there. So utilize this video, and that's why I said take your papers, your pen out, your notebooks, your tea. Utilize this live here to get some nooks and crannies, and then the other video for the North Node, because the node's shifting on January 12th is going to be important because the eclipses are going to happen in the sign of Pisces and Virgo as well. And so there's going to be more information on that. This is more for the Venus in Pisces. So, okay, Venus entered into Pisces. So I'm looking at the side because I'm looking at my notes because I want to stay on track here before I just keep channeling into other spaces here, which I'm about to keep doing anyways once I go into the cards. So, okay. Venus entered into the sign of Pisces on January 2nd, and she will be there until February 4th. Then she will have she will be going retrograde between Aries and Pisces from March 1st until April 12th. She will be back into the sign of Pisces on March 28th. All right. On March 28th, she will be in the sign of Pisces during her retrograde, and then she's going to go direct in Pisces on April 12th. Neptune is going to be in Pisces, as I mentioned, during her visitations here. The North Node enters into Pisces January 12th, as we just mentioned. We are also going to have Saturn in Pisces during this time, and they're actually going to make a conjunction in which that's going to, when Venus makes the conjunction into with Saturn, just as much as Venus enjoys Jupiter's company, Venus loves connecting with Saturn. They actually get along really well because Venus loves love and she loves generational wealth. And Saturn loves generational wealth. Saturn loves longevity, and Venus wants to love you long time, right? And so they actually have a great relationship, even though Saturn is considered the greater malefic. Right? Saturn and Venus have this like dark, sensual, balancing, let's make it work kind of love. It's the love that, it's love without a limit, but it's love with the limits too. It's that love that teaches you healthy discernment. It's that love that teaches you how to love yourself deeper when things are going wrong or slow or harsh, and you're like, how do I love myself through despair? How do I love myself through depression and through grief? How do I love myself through all the hardships of these lessons that I've had to learn, right? And Saturn is like, I'm patient enough to love you throughout your grief, throughout your depression, because I know you can come out of it. If you allow yourself to love yourself deeper, you will be able to go from a space of letting everybody cross your boundaries and knowing how to have healthy discernment and setting healthy boundaries, right? And Venus learns that, right, with her conjunction with Saturn, right? So that day is going to be very, very interesting. Also, y'all, Venus and Pisces, not only does she love to make love to love, but Piscean energy, not only is it like a clairvoyant and fully tapped into its spiritual abilities, but it's also magic, right? It's magical, it's whimsical, it's mystical, it's fantasy, right? And so this is going to be a great time to really do those quantum leaps, those quantum jumps into believing in your magic, believing in your faith, believing in your abilities to, be a fucking unicorn if you want to be a unicorn. And it's, to some people, this is, the fine line between delusion and that fake it till you make it. This energy is that you fake it till you make it, but in a way where you're being real with yourself. You can't fake it till you make it in a sense where there's not going to be repercussions for the fake shit, right? Like that, because with Saturn here, Saturn is like, you can't really fake it till you make it. You're going to have to put in the work for it. But you could fake it till you make it, as far as, believing in yourself and saying, you know what, if my goal is to be a millionaire, then the way that I can fake it till I make it, to make it more realistic, is dress like luxury, dress like royalty, maybe put my posture and have my demeanor, my solar plexus and my root chakra and my sacral and my throat and my heart and my ajna, my crown, all divinely aligned as a millionaire. How does a millionaire feel in my root chakra? If I was a millionaire, how would I walk? What kind of shoes would I wear? How would I take care of my feet, right? Piscean energy is connected to your feet, to your path, to your journey. How are you going to make love to your feet? Well, you know what? As a millionaire, I could afford to allow myself to do a foot wash, a foot cleanse, a pedicure every week, right? And so maybe you can't go to the salon, right? Because maybe realistically your funds are in a certain way, but you're telling yourself you could afford anything you desire. You can tell yourself that you are worthy and deserving of a pedicure. And so you do it at home, right? You allow yourself to set up the space like a spa, right? And you nurture yourself, you nourish yourself, you take care of your feet, and you clean the cuticles, right? You do the maintenance in that. You put the herbs, you let the bubbles, just for your feet in itself, and you talk life onto your feet. Maybe, and then afterwards you anoint your feet with certain oils that, that attracts money, or certain oils that attracts abundance, right? Prosperity, good fortune, love, or just protections, right? And you feel that in your root chakra. And as you're massaging the oils into your feet, right? The soles of your feet is the luxury of your soul, right? The soles of your feet has all the meridians that connect to every organ in your body, that connects to the other plexus, that connects to the other chakras. And so as you are truly allowing yourself to connect hands, fingers to toes to feet, there you are connecting your mind, your body, your spirit as beyond a millionaire, right? You don't even have to, I'm just using this as an example. It could be whatever you want it to be, right? But you envision yourself, what kind of outfits, what are you going to do with that money, right? If $1 million came into your path, right? What are you going to do with it? So you ask the question first, but as you are anointing, you're not asking the question. You are affirming, right? I I am so wealthy, I am able to provide for others. I am so wealthy that with this money, I have more time to be a service to others. With this time and this money that I have, I am able to multiply into my life and the lives of others for generational wealth. With this money, I'm able to create a farm, and in this farm, I'm going to have okra, I'm gonna have cabbage, I'm gonna have, and you're gonna say all what it is, and or you could even say, instead of saying I'm gonna have, say I have. That's the fake it till you make it part, right? I have this now. I am this now, because that is you creating a quantum shift in your mind, your body, your spirit, your aura, to jump on that timeline, to be on that frequency. And you're gonna have to behave as such. You're gonna be that, right? It is not complete faking it, because that is you. You are now that individual. The past version of you, you have to sever. Sever the poverty mindset. Sever the illusion of limitations. You got to sever those things, right? That is hindering you. And so that's the part that gets a little illusionary with this energy. And some people, they may feel like, your imagination is running too wild. And Venus and Pisces is saying, let your imagination run wild, right? But in that as well, if you're not severing the toxic insecurities or the distrust that you may have, any doubt and stuff like that, it can lead you to spiral into a whole other realm and dimension that can be very chaotic. And this energy is go with the flow any the fuck way. Let's just face it. A lot of times we want to organize everything, right? And that's where, like, the part when Saturn and Venus are conjunct, there's going to be a little bit more organization there. But overall, with this energy is, allowing yourself to go with the flow, because this flow of your source is where that wealth transfer that's actually happening in the collective is going to magnetically be attracted to you and pull in. So you'll be able to pull into those realms, into those frequencies, and tether that into your reality. All right, because there's a massive shift that's happening, and that's going to be more on the North Node in Pisces video that I will be doing later on in the week. So the key words is subconscious, rewiring, like I mentioned earlier in the beginning, right? This is a lot of unlearning what you think you know, and allowing yourself to relearn. There's been a lot of logics that is great information, and you're going to be able to utilize this in certain dates during this transit. However, it's not to be limited to that as well. So rewiring, right? This is also magnetically attracting frequencies. So for those, whether you're in a relationship or not, but especially for those that are single, this is a very fated time, especially with the North Node going into Pisces. Relationships right now are frequency based. So what that means is, like, it's always been frequency based. However, with that, sometimes, you could attract everything because of your level of frequency. Well, right now, this energy is so faded that the people you meet are literally aligned with your frequency. And so if you're feeling that low frequency in that space, you are in those realms, like, and there is no boundaries, right, going on here. So there's gonna be a hypersensitivity going on, very emotional, very telepathic. If you feel like you're hearing somebody's heart speaking to you, or somebody's mind speaking to you, while that may seem very delusional in some cases, this is actually your spiritual abilities being amplified without the ego creating those boundaries for you in this space, because love knows no limits in that space, right? And so that's the, like, a pro and con to this energy. There's a lot that I want to say about this, and I do feel like I'm all over the place because there's so much to say, and I'm being mindful of the time and what I have here. So frequency match, right? Because that's a keyword that I have here, frequency match. Let me finish reading the keywords and then I'll go back to it. So, and for the dates of Saturn and Venus conjunction is January 18. So on January 18, Saturn and Venus will be in conjunction. And so that's going to feel a little bit more restricted than all the other days, but it's very much in connection to your fated soul contracts, okay? And this is also a great date to be more realistic in the sense of the wealth transfer and how can you navigate your waters to magnetically pull in and be a part of the wealth transfer. This is also a date that collectively you can see major shifts. They might try to put a lot of distractions in the social media, in the media itself, whether it be the news or some, stuff like that. You're gonna see a lot of other forms of distractions. But if you be in tune, this is the time that you can put a candle for yourself and write out your own soul contract. And you could burn it. You're going to say it out loud. You're going to make copies of it, like literally with your hands, like writing it. All right. Affirming declarations for yourself. You may actually take it upon the earthly grounds and, do some, whether it's rescinding contracts or, doing some arbitrations or whatever the case may be. This may be times when you're going to be navigating through certain contracts and waters, right? And really, there's a lot that's saying with that. There's a lot with that energy of how it can play out for each individual. And remember, I'm giving general collective messages. So take what resonates for you. And if you did want to dive deeper into like a personal reading, then you can connect with me and we can get into that. But for now, this is just general messages. So I want you to really sit with your higher self, sit with the Most High, the ancestors of the highest order, each and every cell, every organ, every molecule, every atom, every essence of your being. Sit with yourself completely and listen to the voice of your intuition, of your soul. And sit here with the messages that's coming through for you from your soul, from heart to heart, soul to soul, and what resonates for you. If something does not resonate for you, then ask your higher self or your team to give you any confirmation or clarity in this energy, that if it is for you, that there is a great clarity and showing you what it is for you. All right. So always use your discernment in that, I'm giving this message for massive collectives of people that are in different spaces when it comes down to their psyche. And because this energy is so vague, it's so broad, it knows no boundaries. That's why I'm all over the place, right? I'm also channeling, even though I'm giving you dates, like a lot of that shit that I tell you this is all dates. Like most of it is just me channeling. And this energy can be all over the place. It can be a little bit chaotic. There's going to be a lot of self-sabotaging for those that are not doing the grounding work during this time. So I highly recommend that you make love to the earth, you make love to your feet, you make love to breathing into your body, anchor into your body, all right? Music is a key word. Manifestations with music. Love spells, right? And this could be love for self. Some people, they do love spells on other people. That's none of my fucking business. Love loves to make love to love, and things work out how they do. So you do what you want to do. I know I'm going to do what I do. And I just like to make love to love. Traditionally, it's harm none in this space where, do what thy will. And so, when you do a love spell on someone else, that is a form of manipulation. Got to be exact. Yeah, but see, in certain cases with Venus and Pisces, you don't have to necessarily be exact to hit, right? Because sometimes you don't know, you just know what you know, but you don't know how you know it. You just know that you know it. Sometimes you don't know how you're going to get somewhere. You just know that you have to be somewhere and that you're going to get there. So that's part of chaos magic. Chaos magic is saying, you know what? I may not know how I'm going to get it right now, but I'm going to get my ass up today and I'm going to go get it. And I know by the end of the day, I'm going to have it. And you figure that shit out by going with the flow. So a lot of the times, that got to be exact. That's that masculine energy of logics. And that's not what we're talking about right now. Whether you are a man or a woman, that's not what we're talking about right now. We're talking about divine feminine energy and its purest, like in a pure space of chaos magic. In a space that the womb is going to remind you of how infinite and how abundant the womb is. Yeah, that's going on a leap of faith, and the faith is in yourself. The faith is in your knowing and your connection. That knowing does not mean logical. That's why there was the whole message about unlearning, right? What you think you know. So that you could actually allow yourself to learn what your soul knows. What your soul is teaching you. What may work for me may not work for you. Not every female can pee standing up, just like not every man can pee standing up. That's going to sound crazy to some of y'all. So, let's continue here. So with the frequency matches, right? That's meaningful connections based on your frequency. So there's going to be beings or people that come into your life that serve an energetic frequency match to your purpose, but not just to your purpose, but to where you're at in that dimension. And the reason I'm saying it this way is because with the North Node being in Pisces, everything that a lot of the people, the relationships that's coming into your life with while Venus is in Pisces is a fated connection that is aligned with your soul's purpose. That may not be for a love relationship interest, but it is to say that there is a divine alignment of them having a purpose in your path for your soul's mission. Now, depending on the frequency in which you have magnetically attracted them will kind of help you come to a space of realization of what that purpose may be. And again, like I stated, this is all the time for as long as we're living, right? This is an energetic truth. However, during this time, it is more amplified and it can be a little bit confusing because we're operating from a space of a lot of chaos here. And so there is a lot of go with the flow in this as you're learning the lessons. What I would say come January 18th, Pay attention to the people that are still in your circle. Are there people that Source was saying you need to declutter from, you need to release, you need to let go, and you've been trying to drag them into this space? And with them being into the space, what other lessons is it that you think they serve you? All right. Ask yourself if you learned the lesson. Clearly, if you're keeping them there, you may have learned the lesson, but not fully because you're keeping them around. But there's a need for allowing yourself to be in that direct alignment here. Subconscious energy, subconscious realm is, how we breathe naturally, even when we're not consciously breathing, right? How our pores are naturally breathing and oxidating our flesh, our skin, our bones, and whatnot, even when we are talking, or it seems like we're holding our breath, right? So taking a deep inhale, hold, subconsciously exhale, subconsciously, right? Consciously, I'm telling myself that, but there's an inhale and an exhale, subconscious breath that's taking place through your flesh, right? And our organs are subconsciously doing what they're doing. They're activated, right? So some emotions may be thriving subconsciously in your liver, or in your spleen, or your kidneys, or your uterus, right? Or your anus, whatever, in different places in your body. And so they have certain voices and characteristics in which your behavior, your subconscious behavior comes from, right? So this is a great time for like hypnosis and whatnot, and we're going to talk more about that in the North Node. So I feel like I got most of the stuff down. I am going to say, for those of you that felt called to work with mugwort, the reason why I didn't share too much about it too is that mugwort wants you to connect with mugwort so that you can get your connection. You can comprehend why mugwort is a plant ally for you. And if you don't resonate with mugwort, that's for you to sit with. I can give you all the information about mugwort, but you're still going to have to do your own research, and you're still going to have to do your own form of connection. So some of the cards the decks that I have here are very much connected to like mermaids and fays and the animals. This is because Venus and Pisces wants you to connect with your spirit guides, and these are your guides that love you. These are your guides that are versions of you even, right? And so, with Venus and Pisces, if you do decide to go out and have drinks, what I will also say, because of the overindulgence, Piscean energy can be also poison. So I would be mindful, who you drinking with and whatnot. Again, trigger warning, and I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just the messenger and I gotta share it. But a shadow side is like alcohol poisoning or even food poisoning, right? With this energy. So you might find yourself going on a date, and I would say, if you don't know the person, tend to your drink, be the wiser, right, with that, because that's a shadow side. But Venus loves to explore fantasy with Pisces, so this could be like you getting your freak on, right? And really connecting with somebody that speaks your love language. They speak your freak. They speak the spaces that, is maybe you feel like you haven't tapped into in a long time, or you didn't even realize. Like, they speak to your subconscious. It's a very telepathic, energetic, emotional body, telepathy, energy exchange during this period. And so that can get really, really juicy. That can get really spicy. That can get really flowy even. And so take that where you need to take it. And as far as music manifestations, this could be for your spell work. You don't even have to light a candle if you don't want to. Just feel into the music, dance into the music, sing, rap into the music, create your own music if you want, however it may be. But listen, allowing yourself to listen to the proper frequencies because of the North Node is going to be very important. And I'm going to get more deeper into that in the North Node video. Okay, so the first card that we have out here. All right. Oh, and then I am going to get into the different houses before I get into that card here. Really quick, y'all. So Pisces, this energy is happening in your first house. Like I said, I'm not going to go too much into the astrology. So I'm just going to share with you the very basics of what this house is going to be. And then I'm pulling a general collective. I'm not going into it like I normally do. Spirit said not to do that, so I'm not doing it. All right. So Pisces, like I mentioned, this energy is happening in your first house. So you're going to be making love to your body. Like I mentioned earlier, this could be maybe foot massages, foot bath. This could be you wanting to just completely like change your image, or subconsciously programming and visualizing your body in the way that you want your body to look like, and your body actually like shape-shifting into that space. Like as much as that's gonna sound weird, but it's like it's an energetic thing. Maybe the weight that you're carrying is more energetic than it is physical. And so you may have an appearance of looking bigger during your times of stress, during your times of, insecurities, or maybe just holding on to other people's stuff. But as you let go and you love yourself, you love on your body, this is a great time for doing mirror magic to reshape your body. You're actually going to feel lighter. People's going to look at you. They're going to be more attractive to your body. They're going to, this is a very, very beautiful time for you when it comes to your relationship with your body specifically. This is also your head. So you might find yourself, really more in tune with your psychic abilities and with your dreams even. And so doing a lot of head washes is going to be important. Some of you may want to cover your head during this time. All right, we're going to move forward to Aries. Aries, this energy is happening in your 12th house. Aries, especially with the North Node shifting on January 12th, you're going to want to get some rest a little bit. Y'all went through so much major transformations with the eclipses and with the lunar nodes happening in your sign. So you may have been like overactive, active, working and going through massive changes and isolations. And, the 12th house can be a little bit isolating as well. A shadow side, Aries, if you get really angry and emotional at this time, you want to mind your temperament, especially when it comes down to your psyche. Okay, shadow side of this energy could be a little bit of psychosis and take you to the hospital. You don't want to go through that. All right. And so really allow yourself to nurture yourself. Get the adequate amount of sleep that you need, or just rest. Sleep and rest are two different things. Aries, do not take this time to ignore your dreams. You don't want to do that. Your dreams are your biggest assets for you right now. You may even have dreams of your lovers or mission with your lover. Okay, spirit might be snitching on your lover when it comes down to this energy, right? And so that's something you're really going to want to pay attention to. And like I mentioned with mugwort, if you're having a hard time during this time, maybe smudge yourself, connect with some mugwort, maybe do some lucid dreaming or healing, even quantum healing during your dream realm, or meditation. All right, but Aries, this is about you really connecting. The last year and a half, the last 18 months, was you connecting with your physical body. Yes, there was a lot of spiritual things that occur because it was fated events. Now this is your integration. Now this is your ability to step into the spirit realm even more so, with the knowledge and the groundiness that you have acquired within the last 18 months, and really see what love languages are coming through for you. What is love speaking to you? What is love healing, and what is love teaching you? All right, Taurus, we're going to move forward onto your energy. This is happening in your 11th house. Taurus, healthy, meaningful connections is definitely a thing for you. You may have been feeling like you were severing friendships and feeling like you wanting to isolate from family drama and whatnot. There could be a lot of tension in that area. Maybe you're still feeling that, but this energy is really asking you to be in a space of service and connecting with collaborations of others and social network with this. All right. This is Venus will definitely bring you a lot of support and resources and connections for collaborations when it comes down to the collective consciousness, when it comes down to it being a part of your soul's love language with others. All right. You're going to be meeting a lot of people that are part of your soul tribe, even your friends. This could be an elevation of friendships, taking it to the next level, like really creating that like brother circle, sister circle energy. This is a really nourishing time for your friendships. And if you're not seeing that you are acquainted with friends that are giving you that energy, then this is the decluttering that we're talking about, so that you could actually allow them to come in. You say bye with grace. You let go with love, and you allow yourself to receive these healthy, meaningful connections. All right, we're going to move on to Gemini. Gemini, this energy is happening in your 10th house. How are you making love to your reputation? Are you are you moving with integrity, or are you deceitful, right? Gemini can move in so many different ways, but what I love about this energy with Venus in your 10th house is Venus and Pisces in the 10th house. There may be some people that might try to throw shade and stuff like that, but you're going to finally get the recognition for the work that you put in, right? There's gonna be a lot of financial support, even if those, like for some of you that don't get the recognition, this could be even a pay raise or something like that. Like they may not say thank you, but they're acknowledging you in one way, shape, or another. This is a lot of support in your workspace. For some of you, this is really you learning how to mitigate and manage your work schedule with your love life, right? You may even find somebody that speaks your same love language at work. This can have something to do with that as well. Now, of course, I don't want to get anybody in trouble, so I'm not saying have a love affair at work, but in some cases, this might be a love affair at work for some of you. But this could also be meeting like a soulmate that is spiritually in tune with you, and y'all both have the same soul's purpose, or end up collaborating in your career together or something like that, right? Or you go on a business venture or a trip or something like that, and you go and you bump into somebody. Maybe they don't work with you, but it's somewhat connected and affiliated with that as well. Or this could just be like, somebody through hearsay, your reputation has a good reputation, and there's some sort of like resource or something in regards to like, generational wealth, right? Even this could be you creating some sort of marriage. Even this could be a marriage that ends up really being successful. So remember I mentioned with like people with Venus and Pisces tends to get married later in life. You could be in that space. And a lot of the times, especially Geminis, y'all like to go with the flow too. So this could be like, maybe you've been wanting to go with the flow for all your relationships before, but you actually find yourself wanting to settle in. And this could be that talk that Saturn has, right? With Saturn conjoining Venus on January 18th, there could be something inside of you that says like, this is what I want. Maybe it will be done in a traditional way, maybe not, but this is really what I want to focus on for the wellness of my lineage. And again, we can go deeper, but for time's sake, we're going to be moving on to Cancer. Cancer, this energy is happening in your 9th house. You might find yourself traveling abroad. You might find somebody if you're religious, in your church, or if you're, spiritual, you might find them in like a ceremony or some sort of spiritual event going on here. This could even be in the astral realm, connecting with them, traveling to another country. I'm not sure if I really said that. Warning, if you do decide to travel with a stranger outside the country, I'm going to say, be really mindful of what you're doing. I personally, there's a lot of things that's going on here. Some of y'all may be so spontaneous enough to go do that. But how I really see this, Cancer, is if you were on a trip either alone or with someone that and you might find somebody, you might find love from somebody from a foreign country, or this could even be, whether they live in one country, you live in another, or speaking another language, learning another language. You don't have to travel per se to outside the country, but maybe it's through social media or something like that, and you guys start talking about, building a life together or something like that. That is definitely something that can happen with this. It could be, very spiritual based and really connected to your soul's purpose. I just burped. All right, we're going to move on to Leo. Leo, this energy is happening in your 8th house. Okay, so this is going to be a lot of dismantling of fear. This is also other people's resources and whatnot. So there could be, some stuff when it comes down to either like hospital, or this could be, I'm going to be very honest with Venus and Pisces and you operating in the 8th house. This could be trauma bonds. This could also be spiritual psychosis or, manipulative love. This could also be like some forms of like BDSM and exploring your deep sexual kinks even, or sex magic, right? So on a beautiful side, this is like you using, like cosmic sexuality for manifestations with your partner in a really beautiful, divine, sacred way. On a shadow side, this could be really toxic trauma bonds, really manipulative or even abusive type of energy here. So you want to be mindful of how this could be. This could also be like some fears of love, like you meeting the love of your life or connecting with the love of your life, but maybe self-sabotaging, right? Because Venus and Pisces, again, has that tendency of self-sabotaging or even overindulging and then the 8th house can be a bit obsessive, and Piscean energy can be a bit obsessive as well, right? Piscean energy is connected with addictions. 8th house is connected with obsessions. And so those two are very similar in nature as to how they operate in that. So this could be, obsessively trying to, have a relationship in a certain type of way, or being like even addicted to somebody else's energy. This could also be like energy vampires, or there could be fears. Maybe you're feeling like overly consumed by your, the people around you, the relationships that you have, and you start ghosting people out of fear of love, right? Maybe your heart is opening up in a deeper space, into higher chambers, and it freaks you out a little bit. This can play out in so many different ways, but with it being Venus and Pisces here, there could be maybe you get a loan, you get an approval for a loan or something like that. There can be some sort of like cosmic clearing out of those fears. That is the focus really that you want to like focus on. I would definitely say be very mindful of how you choose to manipulate your words and your mind at this time. Yes, there's a sense of like consciousness there, but there's also the chaos magic that's operating from this space. So kind of going with the flow with this as well. This could also be like secrets, maybe like affairs, like I mentioned. I mentioned that for another sign, but this could be affairs even, right? Or cheating for some of y'all, because again, this is very flirty energy. It's very flowy energy, and it doesn't know those boundaries even. So take that how it resonates for you. The pros and cons to everything. Some of the shit that I said may be like, oh yeah, I'm finna do this, I'm finna do that, right? While another person might be like, I ain't really messing with that, right? So it is what it is. It is what it is. You do you, I'ma do me. All right, so we're gonna move forward to Virgo. Virgo, this energy is happening in your 7th house, and this is very important for y'all, Virgo, as well as it is Pisces, because y'all are gonna be on the South Node starting on January 12th when the lunar nodes shift. The lunar node is going to shift to the North Node in Pisces and South Node in Virgo. Virgo, this energy with Venus and Pisces here, you might be letting go some relationships that you thought were going to be long term. Some of you, with this being the 7th house, this could be a divorce. And if it is, that just know that this is a fated thing that is happening for you to actually get in alignment with your soul's contracts. This could also be, if it's not divorce, if it's not separation, in that way, there is gonna be major faded opportunities for you to connect with healthy, meaningful relationships and connections. Virgo, with this in your 7th house, this is your connection and your relationships with other people. Yes, with your spouse, but also with other people in general. So with business, this is not your time to be selfish. If you find yourself being absolutely selfish with this energy, it may backfire on you. So that's just a little warning for you when it comes down to this. Venus is going to thrive in supporting you and guiding you and giving you that love and nurturance by you loving on your relationships. And these relationships are a reflection of you, essentially, right? So when you love yourself, your partner just existing, your friend just existing, your business just existing is to be loved and nurtured on, because that is an aspect of a manifestation of you, a reflection of you. It's how this energy wants to look at it. So this is like a game of mirrors for you, essentially, Virgo. And I know that's gonna be a little bit challenging for some of you, but if you don't like the reflection in the mirror that you're seeing, then allow yourself to sever that and make love to yourself deep enough to make love to those that are around you in a way that you can see the God in them as the God in you, and you can see the reflection and the lesson there and how you can nurture that so that you can benefit from this energy. All right, we're going to move forward to Libra. Libra, this energy is happening in your 6th house. With this energy happening, and then I'm getting into the cards, y'all, because I know, like, time is doing what it's doing. With this energy happening in your 6th house here, this is really, you're going to want to pay attention to your pets, all right? You're going to want to pay attention to your daily routines. Here, there's going to be some changes. You might actually, like, find yourself on your, your day-to-day routine. Maybe you go to Starbucks and every day you go to Starbucks at 2:54 or something like that, and you order yourself the same coffee, and instead of it being the same barista that you're used to, it's a different barista, and you're having to explain your order, and it seems really chaotic and everything like that, but there's some sort of like attraction or something here, or you accidentally bump into somebody on some like movie shit, right? You bump into them, coffee spills, is burning and stuff like that, but like it sparks up like a conversation or something like that. So this is a little bit of like chaotic energy on your day-to-day routines that actually leads you to fated events and people in your life that could be really supportive, and it's a beautiful thing. So be open to whatever is showing up on your day-to-day, right? This could also be you deciding to change your eating, right? Your health regimens, even allowing yourself to take time for like healing and whatnot, and really doing like self-care rituals at this time, Libra. This could also be doing self-care rituals for your pets as well, and some major changes in that as well. All right, we're gonna move on to Scorpio. Scorpio, this energy is happening in your 5th house with Venus and Pisces in the 5th house. Social media, if you are an influencer, if you are a singer, a rapper, a musician of some sort, if you are an actor or a photographer, a videographer, or some sort of artist, whether it's fashion, a fashionista, or an architect, whatever type of artistry it is, Scorpio, this energy is very supportive of your craft at this time. And you're actually going to benefit greatly by putting it out there on social platforms. Really allow yourself to be seen. The 5th house is a very benevolent house, and it's very much connected to like superstar energy. And so Yakas, you can see your numbers increasing, or you can blow up at this time, really being seen and recognized for that. This could also be, a lot of inner child healing, or you bumping into like your childhood crush or something like that. This could also be, you connect with somebody who really connects with your inner child. Or this could even be that some of y'all, ends up getting pregnant and having a baby, or getting pregnant, some of you having a baby at this time as well. And maybe you didn't think that this was somebody that you were going to be long-term with or something like that. And you end up having some sort of fated connection because they were meant to be your child's parent. And that's not just your child, it's y'all's child, right? So take that how it resonates. We're going to move forward to Sagittarius. Sagittarius, this energy is happening in your 4th house. You could be moving locations. You could be moving in with a lover. A lover could be moving in with you at this time. You could be moving into a place that you absolutely love, and you're like, I've been wanting to move to that location. I absolutely love this energy. This could also be, you maybe a parent or something, maybe your mother or a parent or somebody introduces you to somebody and you end up dating this person. This could be you really coming into a space of just like, loving what it is that you are establishing in the home, maybe even considering longevity when it comes down to your home foundation and whatnot. This could be, it's very, because it's Piscean energy and it's a bit like chaotic, there could be shifts in the home, but that's about like upgrading the home, making it more luxurious, making it more into your love language, making it into a space where it's your sanctuary, right? It's your sacred space. If you don't already have that, if you already have that, there could just be a lot of upgrades and ascensions. Maybe you find yourself more introverted at this time, or, maybe, you're cooking more dinner at home and you're cooking your favorite meals, and and rather than going out on dates outside, you might, have more dates inside. Take that how it resonates. We're going to move forward to Capricorn. Capricorn, this energy is happening in your third house. With this, you can find maybe a lover through some form of communication. This could also be education. So this could be also finding a guru or connecting with your inner guru. Maybe you're a teacher, maybe you get a mentor, maybe you're mentoring others. Now, I will say mindfulness on dating your mentors, that can get really messy. For some of you, that might tap into that, but that's it. You really want to know the difference between who's meant to be, a teacher or not. Now, with this energy or a mentor, right? Like, don't want to mix the two. I would suggest not to. But this could also be during your travels, during some sort of communication, or, rewriting some contracts. This could be with Venus and Pisces. This is like you sharing your love language. This could be you communicating with someone that is a really faded connection. This could be you traveling, to a local place that you haven't been to before, and you meet somebody. Even this could even be just you exploring different dates. This could be maybe a neighbor, or confessing like some interest to you, or you even bumping into someone in your neighborhood that you didn't meet before. And these relationships, they can or cannot be long-term or short-term, but all of these relationships are in a space where they have some sort of faded connection here. All right, like a soul's knowing. This could also be love letters. You might find yourself like really getting very intimate with a lover, exchanging communication, changing, this could even be like, exchanging phone numbers with somebody, whatever the case may be. It has to do with changes in your communication and your travels. This could also be, with children. Even maybe you meet somebody with children. Maybe you have children and it's in connection with them. Maybe they're a child's friend or something like that. It can go into so many places. We're going to move forward to Aquarius. Aquarius, this energy is happening in your second house. This can be you really feeling like you're being called to shift and change your appearance of how it is that you're dressing, how it is that you look, and you attracting somebody with your new authentic look, even that you didn't even expect. This could also be money coming in for you, Aquarius. You can be very, very fortunate at this time. Venus loves to make love. That's her home space here. And again, being of service to others is going to be very beneficial to you. You might come out with like a book. You might come up with like some sort of sales, any type of sales that has to do with beauty, even whether it's hair, it's makeup, it's jewelry, anything connected to feminine energy. It's going to be very fortunate and prosperous for you, Aquarius. And so you may want to look at those areas here. It may feel more business oriented, but this could also be a collaboration or a business partner, or even working, with somebody who decides to think they want to support you in your endeavors, or, maybe you have a partner and your partner's like, babe, I really want you to focus on, your money right now and building yourself in this area. And so, I'm gonna pick up more more of the chores, or I'm gonna, maybe you don't have to work so many hours, or you can leave. This could be a complete career shift or something like that that is supported by a partner. All right. So that is all those signs. And you could have listened, if you're still listening, whether you're here on the live or on the replay, because I'm doing things a little bit different. I didn't get to mention, like, you want to listen for your sun, your moon, your rising, and your Venus placement with all of that I just said. So we're going to go into the cards now. So we have here, of course, water would be coming through, right? So I believe it says Tabara of the waters here, and the number 37. So 3 and 7 may be very significant to you. And this just looks like a whole bunch of nymphs here. I want you to just sit and meditate with this card here and this energy. So they look very light and playful. She looks like the maiden. She looks really like in connection and in tune with the waters, like she's scrying the waters here. And so it says here, this energy is connected to gracefully accepting change, as we mentioned earlier. It's connected to your emotions, to serenity and meditation. So I'm not going to read the whole thing, but what I am going to read is what it means in the reading in the starter. So it says, water is mutable, changeable, fluid, and Tabara speaks to us of a particular kind of change of emotions, and possibly change in health. We have important choices to make about how we meet these changes and where we can let them take us towards the calm, flowing purity of the fairy waters, or the boiling cauldron of the hot-tempered and steaming emotions. The choice is obvious, but we sometimes forget that we have it. Tobara reminds us that we do have a choice, and making it wisely or unwisely determines our future. The things we need in life remain consistent no matter what is going on or how hectic the changes and pressures of our life may be. We need nurturing and love, and it is ultimately up to us to provide that for ourselves. The healing fairies will help us if we ask them. When this energy is in reverse, it can indicate emotional needs not being met, or thirsty for the spirit or emotion. Or on the other hand, it could remind us that fairy spells on waters can be mischievous, causing confusion, muddled memories, or irritability in humans. Perhaps a cold shower is in order here. Certainly, it is time for cooling off, calming down, and quieting the waters of emotions before we take action. And that is when it's in reverse. It came out upright here, but I wanted to read both because Spirit told me to read both and for you to take what resonates. We're going to go into the mermaids here really quick. Here, what messages do we have here from the mermaids? I'm really getting about like trusting your intuition and what's coming through. Go with the flow. I've been saying that the entire time of the live here. Friendship, there could be a lot of healthy, meaningful connections going on here. Sister circles, brother circles are really important at this time. You may be meeting new friends here. Look at behind that, underneath it, it says blessings and love. What's that underneath here? Breaking free. Yes. So a lot of love liberations here, a lot of friendships, a lot of blessings coming through, and that's breaking you free from boundaries as you once knew them, as I mentioned earlier. Let me get 2 more cards here. Thank you. So patience. For some of you, this energy is going to require you patience. I do feel like this is during Venus and Saturn's conjunction, which is going to happen on January 18. There may be some patience. And also when Venus is going into Aries and then retrograde back into Pisces, it may require you, because when coming into this energy, we're going into it with her direct, and it feels great and it feels fluid. But then later in March, I believe March 28, she's going to go back into Pisces in retrograde. And this may be the time that patience is going to be really called upon at this time, especially because there's going to be a massive amount of like chaos energy going through at that time. All right, let me get one more card here, Spirit. One more card, thank you. And we have truth. Truth is going to be revealed to you at this time here. You're really going to want to allow yourself to align with the spirit of truth here and connect with that energy. Feel it in your body. Feel it in your mind. Feel it in your emotions. Feel it in your spirit. And how does truth connect with you? And when the energy feels confusing, when it feels like there's deception around, allow yourself to know the difference with deception and truth, because you'll be so in tune with the spirit of truth that you can smell when bullshit is around. You can taste it when it's around you. You instantly know when something is not truthful. All right. This is a connection. I'm actually feeling like this is meant to be an activation for some of you to embody truth here, because there's going to be a lot of deception around too. However, with the faded nodes happening here and the North Node being in Pisces, there's going to be a lot of energies that is reflecting your truth onto you here for your faded connections. This is to bring hope. This is to bring those healthy relationships. What messages do we have here from the angels here for this Venus in Pisces? Venus in Pisces energy. Thank you. Passion. We have passion with Archangel Haniel. Trust and follow your renewed passion in your love life and career. What were we talking about? For the most part, this whole reading has been about love life and career more than it has been about anything else. And obviously, we're talking about Venus here, so that makes total sense. Follow your passions at this time. By you following your passions and Venus being exalted in Pisces, you are going to receive massive benefits and rewards by really making love to that which brings you pleasure, that which brings you love, that which brings you fun. Here, remember who you are with Archangel Michael. You are a powerful, loving, and creative child of God. You are very loved. Let your love language flow through naturally. Tap into your creativity with passion, with love. Let me get one more card here from the angels. Did one flip over? No. Let me get one more card here for this Venus and Pisces energy. We have divine order. Everything is how it needs to be right now. Look past the illusion and see the underlying order. Yes, all is well in the bottom of the deck here. So even through the chaos right there, and like I mentioned with the wealth transfer, allowing yourself to see the truth, have patience to see the truth beyond the veil. Don't get caught up with the distractions. Don't feed the distractions. There's going to be a lot of manipulation on social media, on the news and everything like that. But if you allow yourself to be tapped into the truth here, then you'll be aligned with the divine order that is supporting your divine wellness and wealth and fortune here, okay? And really allowing yourself to tap into who you are. You are a true child of the divine, and in that you are divinely abundant and supported, and that is your birthright. Allowing yourself to tap into what is divinely ordered and righted for you, and anything and any energies, beings, entities, contracts that does not support that is to go against God. God's will. And when you allow yourself to honor this, you allow yourself to honor the true love frequency of your divinity, your soul's imprint. You can be who you are with a passion. You can live with passion, with love, with sensuality and pleasure, and have fun being in this realm in which you are in. All right, what animal spirit guide wants to come through here for Venus and Pisces? Thank you. Oh, we have the firefly. I actually want to read this from the book. I'm not sure if I've ever, but look at this. I really feel like this is you tapping into your divine light in the dark spaces. In the bottom of the deck, we have the elephant here, which is definitely moving through obstacles, breaking through illusions here. Like I mentioned, the dismantling of the boundaries and limitations and restrictions that was not serving you, right? That was an illusion of holding you back and keeping you captive, right? And you being into the firefly, to getting into the realms and spaces that you have. And let me see here. I went into the, no, that was dragonfly. I went into the elements, the air element, but I think it's the first one. There we go. Okay. Inspired and fantastic. Wasn't I telling you about fantasy and fantastic, how this energy is just so fantastic, yet fleeting? That's the self-sabotage thing. Don't run away from, escapism and stuff like that. Like, you can't run from yourself, y'all. All right, so it says the firefly contains the light of 1,000 stars. Its pure radiance and illuminating. This high frequency charge cannot be sustained for long. Therefore, the firefly card indicates a moment of inspiration or awakening that quickly fades if we do not catch it. There is firefly energy behind every poem, every song and invention. Our job is to be ready to harness this creative spirit when it graces our path. What can you do to support this precious and elusive light? When this energy is balanced, it invites you to write, to create, and brainstorm. When it is out of balance, it feels burned out and feels dull. To bring this energy back into balance is to write a poem or draw or paint. I love this energy, y'all, because that's exactly what I hope. I affirm, I pray, all the good stuff, all the good jazz, that if there was anything that I was saying was tap into your magic. Get into your magic bag, all right? You are the spell. You are the magic. You are creative. Enjoy the spark. This energy exalted in this space really wants you to really take advantage of the creativity and the flow of currency, of water, of life that is really abundantly pouring into our lives right now on a collective level. Remember, even though I went through all the signs here, the cards that I'm pulling here are for all signs, regardless of what you have in your chart. And with that, let me get a final advice closing card here with the tarot. Thank you. 2 cards came out. Yes, I love this. All right. 8 of Cups in the bottom of the deck, y'all. Some of y'all are really walking away from shit that is not serving y'all. And Spirit is saying take that leap of faith, do your quantum leaping, and don't look back. Don't look back. The 8 of Cups have served you well while it was in your life, and now you are on your way to your 10 of Cups. Do not look back. Even though, and the Lovers in the behind that, right? Some of y'all are letting go of relationships that was just a burden that was causing you anxiety. Some of them were energy thieves here, right? We had the Five of Cups in reverse and the Nine of Swords here. What I'm getting with this is that some of y'all are going to feel restless. Maybe with Venus and Pisces, you're going to be feeling just so much inspiration that maybe you're not going to be feeling tired, or you're not going to get a lot of sleep. Maybe you're going to have trouble sleeping for some of you, okay? Some of you are going to feel like really insomniac, right? For some of you, this could be like some nightmares or night terrors or something like that. You're gonna, I would highly recommend, calling back your power by the end of the day before you go to bed, and first thing in the morning. So calling back your power, calling back your energy from all persons, places, things, dimensions, realms, timeline, space, and all. I call back my power from all persons, places, beings, entities, realms, dimensions of existence to be with me in this time and space here and now, to be a full embodiment of my divinity, and allow yourself to truly connect with your divine light frequency in the space of now, right? Allowing that, removing, and you could extend it and even deeper, because if you're feeling any type of psychic attacks or anything like that during sleep, you might want to do that before bed to help you rest. Some of you, maybe your spirit guides are like talking to you so much before bed, or you're just getting a lot of messages and it may be hard. Some of the messages that's coming through, because there's a lot of manipulation and deception that is trying to attack the psyche and the subconscious realm at this time. Like I mentioned, they're trying to feed certain distractions at this time, to take you away from your magic and your power. But this is the time that you really want to utilize this energy. I do feel like a lot of y'all are bringing, through the ascension process, there is some grief that you're going to be letting go of. And as you let go of this grief, you're actually going to ascend to higher realms here. For some of you, this is a mindfulness of escapism. This is a mindfulness of, like those toxic tendencies of, maybe, alcoholism, like drinking to numb your emotions, right? This is some of you that's like, it's really hard for y'all to deal with some of the emotions when it comes down to this energy. You just really want to walk away. For those of you that may be dealing with addictions and stuff like that, if you need some support, you can reach out to me and we can find some resources for you if we're able to. All right. I really do feel like this is also doing what you can to do spiritual baths and not sometimes truth hurts and it can shatter your defense mechanism and your ego in such a way that it hurts your feelings, but it brings you to a divine lighter space. And so let me get a little bit more clarity here for the collective spirit, for their advice, because I do feel like it's about like letting go the energies that's not serving you, not holding on to that. Thank you. Yeah, there's going to be a massive collective healing energy here. Piscean energy in the bottom of the deck. Patience for those of you that feel like you're stuck with the Hangman here. This is a major decision, but for spiritual revelations that's going on here, and with the Star card here, this absolutely is talking about here. There could have been some dissatisfaction and things that maybe even boredom or energies that just wasn't really stimulating. It was hindering your emotional body. It was hindering your creativity and your imagination here. Your spirit guides are asking you to move forward. It may be hard for you to move forward here. There's going to be some sort of tough energy here. But there's also a lot of divine support with this energy here. So I really love that for you all. Please take what resonates, leave the rest behind. And like I mentioned, I will be doing a video for the North Node in Pisces. And you're going to want to watch that video so that you can get more information as to how to utilize this energy here, with Venus and Pisces and just all this energy in Pisces moving forward to the North Node here. I'm sending you all lots of love and clarity. May you be in a space to receive beautiful divine love that is divinely aligned with your highest and greatest good. And you be open to call in divine intervention and moving any obstacles, mountains, deception, and illusions that is not serving your highest and greatest good. That you truly allow yourself to align with divine wealth, divine health, divine protection, divine sanctuary, keeping yourself sacred, safe, and protected throughout these changes here. That you allow yourself to be so tapped into your imagination that you're able to create your fantasies, your desires into your reality at God's speed. Right? Whatever it may be, may it serve you for your highest and greatest good. And until next time, peace, love, and harmony. Bye, y'all.